May I come in, please?
Please come in.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Sarthak. Sit.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, what will make your life Sarthak?
Ma'am, the ability to give back to the society in my widest possible sense, I think that would make my life something.
Widest possible sense. In what sense?
I mean, in form of policy implementation, in form of policy making, in form of working with empathy and having a compassionate heart and a bureaucratic mind while working.
So, it's all for the people. What is for your own self?
And the social respect that the society gives to civil servants, that I think is the biggest motivating factor.
Okay. So, Sarthak, you are from Haryana.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is Haryana infamous? Not famous, infamous.
And for low sex ratios and for the khap panchayats, what they have their diktats at times.
Yes.
This is, I think, we are infamous for. Otherwise, we are very famous for very good things.
Like?
And like the
Example?
sports achievements that Haryana has, like the developmental parameters that Haryana has, being top 2 to 3 in the GSDP per capita, and the developmental and the governance in policy making schemes that the government has, be it Pran Patra or Saral scheme for policy to reach the last man.
Okay. So, Sarthak, you find that one of your subordinates, he tells you that he has 3 daughters and now he only wants to have son. And the reasoning he gives is that he doesn't want his land to go to his cousins after his death. Because girls will be married off, so the land cannot go to his cousins, so he must have a son. What do you think?
Now, I think firstly the sex of a child is determined by it is a 50-50 possibility, we cannot determine it. And secondly, ma'am, as far as the Hindu Succession Act says, the daughters can be equally made the heirs of ancestral land. So I would make him aware about the existing provisions, and that whether be it daughter, whether be it son, they are equally capable of managing the land, ancestral land, and taking the family hierarchy forward. So I think it is not a good idea to have a son for just this purpose.
But he says that his cousins will not agree. He says that the society will not agree, whereby the land be given to the daughters, because it's a combined agricultural land. They would want only the son who is located there only to continue with the land and the agricultural practice and the profits.
And then I would suggest him that he should, while marrying daughters, he should sell away his part of land to his cousins, and the money which he gets, he can equally divide in those 3 daughters, and they can maybe buy the land or asset somewhere else. So in a way, getting out of the village, the location of daughters will not be a factor, a hindering factor to the land, the control over land.
Okay, Sarthak. So your optional is
Political science and international relations.
political science and international relations. Who is your favorite political thinker?
I think Aristotle.
Aristotle.
Yes, ma'am.
So he was against democracy, so are you.
And Aristotle wanted a polity and a golden mean of the monarchy and democracy. It was a polity which was the rule of middle class. So I think he supported democracy. He was not against democracy.
So you concur to his beliefs?
Now, as far as the ideas of golden mean are concerned, I think it is a good thing to be followed in personal life and in professional life.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, Sarthak, you have done electrical engineering, right? Now you decide to become a civil servant,
Yes, sir.
right? So this becoming a civil servant was prior to your taking electrical engineering or after it is afterthought?
Sir, partially it was prior to my service, while the subjects that I chose in class 12 point towards a balance towards humanities as well. And sir, while engineering, the urge to get into the civil services got stronger.
Okay. While doing electrical engineering.
Sir, also while doing electrical engineering and also while working with the NSS, the National Service Scheme, that made me more connected with the community around my college. So I found out that the potential that a civil servant has on people's lives.
But you appeared for CDS also.
Yes.
So how did CDS came into being?
So CDS and CAPF I appeared because I was using those exams to build exam temperament for civil service prelims exam.
Okay.
And interview in the services selection board as an interviews preparation stage. So I think that.
So what was the result of your SSB?
Sir, I was
Rejected.
as we call it, conference out, sir.
Your conference out.
Yes.
What could have been the reason? What do you think was the main reason that you were not recommended?
Sir, one, I was not physically fit as the services, the armed services required. The ground task I was lacking in them.
The ground task you were lacking in ground task.
Yes, sir.
You were lacking in stamina.
Yes, sir.
You couldn't do the obstacles.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then that was the only stepping stone to become a civil servant. That's why you appeared for CDS.
Sir.
And then you appeared for the interview. Right? Okay. Now I would like to ask you a question. Would you rather be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond? Question is clear?
Yes, sir.
Big fish in a small pond or small fish in a big pond? Which fish you would like to be?
Sir, I would choose to be a small fish in a big pond.
Okay, reason?
Sir, if I have a large pond, I have the scope to grow,
Okay.
scope to have enemies, scope to have friends, and scope to grow my size. But in a small pond, the pond would be a restriction for my size
Okay.
and my friends and my challenges.
Okay. Okay. How do you measure your life?
So can you please repeat?
How do you measure your life? आपकी जिंदगी को कैसे नापते हो?
Sir, I think I measure life by evaluating the opportunity that one is getting and the outcomes that one is able to create with those opportunities.
Okay.
If opportunities are more for somebody, then he or she should be able to create more better outcomes.
Okay.
And
So
subsequent.
how many marks do you give in your measurement out of 10? As of now?
Sir, I think 9.
9.
Yes.
Why 9? Why not 10 or why not 6?
Sir, 9 because I got the opportunity to go to one of the best schools and colleges of the country, which I am very grateful for. And sir, I improved my successful performance in the exam. I cleared prelims twice and I appeared for the interview twice already. Sir, 1 mark I have deducted for me not being able to get into the coveted top ranks.
Now, have you heard of IMAC corridor? IMAC?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sir, India Middle East Economic Corridor.
Okay. What implication do it has on India?
Sir, we are set to gain through the connectivity and markets of European Union and the Middle East would be accessible if the corridor is functional.
So what are the advantages? And which countries does it include? And how it is different from Belt and Road, this road and Belt and Road initiative of China?
So the advantages that it has is it being India's imperative, it is transparent and it has various world powers that are involved, like USA. And the countries that are involved are India, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and certain Middle East nations which I am forgetting, and it ends at Russia and some Eastern European
Russia.
nations. So Russia is also a part of it.
Russia is a part of it. Are you clear? Are you sure about it?
So I will have to read on this.
Okay.
I'm not
And how does this Arab district, Israel-Hamas war affects the IMEC? Does it affect?
Yes, sir.
How,
Sir,
how does it affect?
Israel is also a member in our IMEC corridor, and when the war is taking place, it brings insecurity and instability to the region, which would be harming the long-term developmental projects that take place, and the trade that take place will be affected.
Okay. Lastly, do you think you are reliable?
Yes, sir. I think I am a reliable person.
Please tell me how you are reliable. Because I will not take by your words. You have to prove to me that you are reliable.
So I think my parents allowed me to bring car to appear in the interview, so they can rely with me on a 15-20 lakh vehicle to come to 20 kilometers and appear in the interview. So
that is reliability.
So as far, yes sir, that is reliability, because my mother also says that if you are given options, you certainly have the way to go to pubs and go to bars. You have the money. You can exploit those things for wrong, sir. So, but they trust. That is why, sir, I am reliable.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Okay. Haryana has been doing fine with the state domestic product. How are the distribution of income in Haryana? Do you think with growth taking place, inequality is increasing or it is decreasing? I'm talking about only Haryana.
So I think inequalities would be increasing, because on one hand we see large and rapidly developing IT sector, and the real estate prices in Gurgaon are booming, whereas we see the agriculture reform, the agriculture problems in Haryana, and especially the western part of Haryana, that remains largely rural, sir. So I think the incomes are not increasing on that phase. So that highlights income disparity is increasing.
Tell me some problems which agriculture in Haryana is facing.
So one is we have limited diversification of crops. So the farmers are dependent on the APMC markets, which majority of the time does not give them the MSP. Secondly, sir, the reducing level of groundwaters point towards increasing use of electricity, and the groundwater exploitation is increasing. Thirdly, sir, I think there is fertilizer problems for farmers. Fertilizer is not available at the time when it is needed the most, and there are supply-demand mismatches as far as fertilizer supply is concerned.
Good. There is something which is there in discussions of Indian economy. LPG. Can you tell me what is this LPG? LPG. It's a very common thing people write. In fact, I am a teacher. Wherever I evaluate an answer sheet on Indian economy, invariably they'll write these three words, letters, LPG.
So LPG are the transformational reforms that were brought about by the former Honorable Finance Minister Shri Manmohan Singh, and they stand for the liberalization, privatization and globalization.
Okay, fine. Good enough. Now, tell me how they are similar and how they are different. Just tell me what they are. Finish.
So liberalization means reducing the government control or the inspector raj on industries. Privatization means at certain sectors we would increase private participation, and globalization means we would allow countries and private firms from across the globe to work and function and contribute to our economies.
LPG did not include P, so I didn't ask you about privatization. You tell me about. You have already told me about deregulation.
So, no, sir.
Okay. You already told me about liberalization.
Yes.
Tell me about deregulation.
So there were certain sectors of the economy that were regulated by the central government for which the licenses were being issued. So government reduced its need for licenses for producing in those sectors. That is deregulation.
Okay, now if you deregulate, don't you liberalize also?
So I think the terms are overlapping and
Terms are overlapping. Okay. Can you give me an example of bank failure in our country? Banks have failed. Recently, they are failing. Certain types of banks have been failing for a long time.
yes, sir.
Can you name me that banking sector where banks have been failing incessantly for a long time? Particular kinds of banks, they belong to a particular kind of a sector of banking, and they are failing.
So I think small finance banks have a history of failing because they undergo bank run and they have very less capital adequacy ratios fulfilled, and there are bad loans which subsequently turn the NPAs and they are not recovered. So the bank does not have the requisite capital to give it to its borrowers. So
You know quite a lot about banking, but I'm not getting answer to my question, and I'm giving you the answer. Cooperative banks. You go and check net every time it happens. I'm impressed by your knowledge. An ordinary person will not be knowing. You know what is capital adequacy ratio?
yes,
What is the current capital adequacy ratio the government has prescribed?
sir, exact figures I am not.
Anyway, you tell me what is this business of capital adequacy ratio, and why a bank should have why bank should be having adequate capital?
Sir, capital adequacy ratio is the amount of capital that banks have to keep aside on the basis of the loans that they have given.
Good.
So that in case of the loan terms bad, that capital can be used in case of emergency. It is a sort of insurance for the loans.
Good. See, now the thing is that what do you think the risks in lending, they are increasing or decreasing?
So risks in lending are increasing, sir.
Risks are increasing.
Yes, sir.
So, can you tell me the difference between risk and uncertainty?
So I will have to find this and I am not able to.
Okay, now tell me this. This is my last question. See, a bank is one which accepts takeable deposits. Means anybody can go and demand, "Okay, you give me my money."
Yes, sir.
How come banks are not failing? Any bank can fail anytime. Why
Yes.
it is not happening?
So because not many people come on that particular day to get their money back, and some deposit and some withdraw, so this balance is being maintained.
Good answer. I'm impressed.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Sarthak, you are an engineer.
Sir.
So, do you think technology, like especially this, last few years, social media and other AI technology, do you find any ethical implication of these technologies, on human life? Like some type of ethical problems are coming because of these technologies. Social media is there. Now AI is also coming where
Yes, sir.
everything is possible.
Yes, sir.
So what are those ethical possible implications and currently also which are happening?
So there are risks about privacy of the individuals involved. Then there is a potential for deep fakes that was very much in news, which can harm the reputation of an individual. Then there is the technologies can be used for cyber crimes such as cyberbullying and cyber stalking, which leads to mental harassment, and also the things like comparisons that we invariably face while using social media, which is harming the mental health of the users.
So suppose you are a district magistrate, okay, and some people come to you that you are, as a district magistrate, you are unnecessarily using technology to check our privacy, to check our freedom. So how would you manage these two things? On the one hand, ethical problems are there,
Yes.
On the other hand, as a civil servant, you have to manage certain things. For example, crimes are there or communal tensions are there. But they are saying you are checking us, you are not allowing us to roam freely, because that is our right in a democratic country.
Yes.
So their freedom, their privacy, that is also important. That fundamental right is there. Article 21 says
Yes.
of our constitution. But at the same time, you have to do certain things which are creating problem here, because you accepted that this technology is against privacy, against freedom of life, freedom of will rather.
Yes, sir. So I think a delicate balance that would be maintained by district administration being active on social media, engaging with citizens, looking at their grievances, and the police department also having an eye for the radical elements or radical pieces of news that are coming.
Have you heard of Neuralink? Neuralink. Recently that was in news.
Sir, sorry, sir, I don't know about this.
Okay. So tell me about the goal of your life.
Sir, goal for my life is to be a good human being.
What is the criterion of being a good human being in your view? When would you say you are a good human being?
Sir, wherein I satisfy my role as a professional in the profession I get in. I satisfy my role as a son, as a father, as a future husband to somebody. Sir, and as an important member of society.
The question remains same.
Sir.
How can you say that you are performing your role as husband, as a father in a good way? My question is the same. Like, when would you say that I am a good son, I am a good father, I am a good husband?
So I think this evaluation has to be done by the other party involved. So as per their satisfaction, I can.
So you mean your satisfaction will be dependent on others' satisfaction?
So at times, yes, to evaluate myself, others would have to be giving their view as to how my performance is. Sir.
Okay.
Okay, Sarthak, you are already selected.
Sir.
In which service you have been allocated?
Sir, I was not allocated a service.
Why?
Sir, DOPT had some issues about the OBC reservation matter, and the issue is currently sub judice.
Okay.
Sir.
Okay, then you have done your graduation in electrical engineering.
Yes, sir.
Can you please tell me about the concept of piezoelectricity? Have you heard about it?
Yes, sir, I heard about it.
Electricity.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm not able to recall you studied it.
It's okay. Thank you. You have also written that you enjoy reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, sir.
How many chapters are there?
Sir, 18.
Okay. Can you tell me the second sloka of first chapter? And you enjoy
Yes,
reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita?
Sir, that is a shlok by Sanjay, but I will not be able to recall it as such.
First sloka?
Yes, sir. First shloka, Dhritarashtra watch that धर्म क्षेत्र कुरुक्षेत्र में मेरे और पांडवों के पुत्रों का क्या हाल है संजय. मतलब he is asking about the field, the battlefield that has been created between his and Pandavas.
And very last sloka of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita?
Sir, last slok I am not able to recall, but last two words that I follow in my life, that Ma Suchaha, which Lord Sri Krishna says ki daro mat. So I think one should not be covered for, one should be brave enough to face anything. Sir.
Okay, you are from Haryana.
Yes, sir.
And why civil services? Why not sports? Because Haryana is very famous for its sports activity. And I think there are environment also. So why civil services?
Sir, indeed there is environment, infrastructure, sports, coaches available in Haryana. But sir, since childhood I have been a child that is a bit of heavier on the side. So I was not into fitness and those things. So I was not maybe cut out for that purpose. I felt so.
Okay.
I think
Okay. So, tell me, what are the major ecological problems which is being faced by Haryana at this time? Ecological problems which Haryana is facing right now.
yes. Sir, one is that the depleting amounts of groundwater, the nitrate contamination in groundwater is there. Second is the air quality, which is reported for cities like Gurgaon and Faridabad, but it's not reported for cities like Hisar and Jeen because we don't have the stations there, but they are also facing it. Thirdly is, sir, the land degradation because excessive use of fertilizers, of urea, of DAP, sir, these.
Okay, because of the pollution, groundwater pollution of nitrate,
Yes, sir.
there is a disease. Can you name the disease?
Sir, blue baby syndrome.
Please take it.
Sarthak.
Yes, ma'am.
So, continuing with the Gita, Gyan. So, which Gita have you read? So, there are many Gitas.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have read one by Swami Shri Prabhupada, which the ISKCON also propagates.
Okay. So, why are there different Gitas? Krishnji must have
Yes.
said some words, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
So, how can there be different Gitas?
Then the different Gitas are the different interpretations by scholars and their view and their translations of what was being said by Lord Sri Krishna. So the interpretation and the perception with which they write and they understand, that brings the difference.
What is the difference between Gita as an original text and Bhashya? You know Bhashya?
Well, I would be able to make a guess, but I am not very sure about this.
Okay. Make a guess.
Gita Bhashya, as far as I have heard, is a commentary on Gita. So this
The
is-
commentary is the interpretation.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, what have you learned from Gita? Any one message which you think is the most important you have taken?
When Gita talks, Lord Sri Krishna says to Arjun that you should have your character in a way that people would be able to emulate because you are a Shresht Purush, as he tells to Arjun. So, when the society is emulating somebody they look up to, so you should be that person which is good enough to emulate. So, ma'am, I think I try to be a person that can be a role model for somebody. So,
Role modeling you like?
and to set up a standard that people can look up to, people can take encouragement for.
Okay. So, your optional is PSIR.
Yes, ma'am.
What are your views on democracy? Because you are inspired by Aristotle.
Yes, ma'am.
So, let us talk about democracy. Do you think that India's democracy is good enough?
India is a very vibrant democracy, but there is always a scope of improvement. For example, Parliament can function better. For example, voters can make a informed choice without being swayed about the freebies or the caste politics. And if this happens, we would be a better version of democracy that we have.
What do you think about, like, should we move in a different direction from universal adult franchise?
No, ma'am, I don't think so. Universal as an adult franchise has been doing very well in the Indian democracy. What I think we need is larger electoral reforms to strengthen the election commission and to make the process more transparent, be it the state funding of elections and like. But universal adult franchise, I think it has been working well so far.
Should continue.
Yes, ma'am.
3 lessons which we can learn from China.
And one is their focus on infrastructure development that they have done in so less time and so much of infrastructure.
Okay.
Second is, I think, the policy of Deng Xiaoping, which talked about the keep your head low and bid your time. that I think talks about being not being overtly visible to somebody, but building your strengths. And when the time comes, you should be able to show the world that you are powerful. And this I point towards the defense reforms that are needed. And then thirdly, I think the relations that China has been managing with Russia and with USA and with India. This I think we also should be able to emulate as our economy grows. We will face similar challenges from USA like they are facing. So I think we should be able to ready to manage those countries as our economy grows.
Very right. Do you think that a reservation should be extended, or it is being extended to women in legislative departments? Should it also be done for economic reforms like maybe jobs, educational institutions? Should women be given reservation there?
Yes, ma'am. I think we can extend this reservation to jobs and education. I think it is being done in the admission to IITs, as far as I am able to recall this. And also certain police forces have a certain 10% or 20% aim target that the BSF has to bring about women in the services.
But it's not under law.
Yes, ma'am, it is not under law at present, but government strives to have a workforce.
Okay. So you listen to Punjabi songs?
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Aren't they little vulgar? Do you concur with the content these songs have?
Certainly, some songs are vulgar and they also promote certain ills in the society, like objectification of women, like the gun culture. But I think, as far as I look at them, there is also a good side to it. They also promote hard work of the singer to come up to, from a normal boy of a village to come up to this global level. And also they show the bond that they have of fraternity within their villages and the love and affection for their parents that various singers showcase on different world stage. So I think they also promote a better side to it. And as far as the content is concerned, I think they should be within the limits of constitution. Otherwise, we have freedom of speech and expression, but it should not be harming public morality, health and public order.
Okay. So my last question, and then you can go. Who is any inspiration that you have ever had from one woman and one transgender and one person from disability? Any inspirational figure?
Now, I think rather than looking at inspirational figure, I should talk about my parents. My father has a polio in his one leg and he has been working for the government. So I think he has been an inspiration to me. And a woman is my mother that I take inspiration from. And a person with disability, the transgender that you said, I have not had the chance to meet any transgender as of yet. If I meet, I will certainly come back and tell that to you.
Okay, thank you, Sarthak.
Thank you.
Please leave.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Come back, please.
Come in, Sarthak.
My final mock interview.
Yes.
When is your interview?
First day, sir. First day.
Seventh?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So as you know, you are all prepared. There is nothing lacking in the content except a little brush up of current affairs here and there.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything is good. You're bold. Your communication is very nice. Your articulation is good. Your promptness is good. Your listening ability is 80%. 20% there is a scope of improvement. A little more focus on the board, on the question is necessary. The better you listen, the better you answer.
Yes, ma'am.
The more nuanced you listen, the more nuanced you answer. Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
A little more attention and focus. Your temperament is good. I've already told you what is good. And you already know it.
Okay.
But now I will ask you to forget it.
Yes, ma'am.
Because when we are selected, it gives us confidence, but it
Yes.
also gives us arrogance.
Certainly. Yes, ma'am.
So we have to understand that at no point we should appear to be arrogant. We have to you will have to make efforts to appear to be humble.
Yes, ma'am.
If a normal kid smiles at an inappropriate or at a particular time when answering, no problem. First attempt, first interview, ठीक है बच्चा है नहीं समझ में आया. But if you smile, then a board will judge it, and the reason is the moment you put it in a draft कि इतना select हो चुका हूँ. The moment you put it कि मेरा 6th attempt है ना, so it puts a kind of a responsibility of maturity on you. घर का बड़े बेटे की जरूरत से ज्यादा जिम्मेदारी हो जाती है ना, बस वो वाली बात है. तो आपको एक काम करना है, हम्बल रहना, बिल्कुल हम्बल रहना. ठीक है, जैसे एक दो जगह आपने जहाँ स्माइल किया, आप एक बार वो देखेंगे ना, देख स्माइल अच्छी बात है.
कहाँ पे गलत हो गया?
आप जब देखोगे, जैसे जब सर ने आपसे पूछा कि भाई इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग से सीएसई उससे पहले सोच लिया था या बाद में सोचा, है ना, तो आपकी एक स्माइल आई. वो दो ही कारण से आती है, या तो चोरी पकड़ी गई या ये तो तैयार करके आया था.
हाँ, वो चोरी पकड़ी गई वाली बात है. मतलब तो दिख ही रहा है कि इलेक्ट्रिकल तो छोड़ी है इस आदमी ने.
नहीं कोई उसका वो नहीं है,
हिडन नहीं है. उसको आंसर as naturally as possible. देखो जो ऐसे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं ना, वहाँ पे ना चुपचाप से बिना शोर, मतलब बिना कुछ भी ऊपर नीचे करे, बस निकल के चले जाओ. मतलब जितना नेचुरली हो सके आंसर दो और कोशिश करो बोर्ड दूसरे क्वेश्चन पे तुरंत पहुंच जाए, क्योंकि ये जो क्वेश्चन है आपके एडवांटेज में तो जाएंगे नहीं
जी.
बस ये करना है हमें कोशिश करना है डिसएडवांटेज में ना जाए. ठीक है, थोड़ा सा लिटिल बिट बस वहाँ पे ध्यान देना है. फिर आपने जहाँ पे गर्ल्स की वाली बात थी कि भाई प्रॉपर्टी किसी और को दे देंगे, वो कुछ बेच देंगे और ये कर देंगे, एज अ सिविल सर्वेंट यू शुड टेक अ स्टैंड. यू शुड नॉट कॉम्प्रोमाइज. देयर आर सिचुएशंस वेयर यू शुड कॉम्प्रोमाइज.
Yes, ma'am.
Being a male from Haryana, added responsibility that you should take a stand.
Yes, ma'am.
You should say that वहीं पर उनको उनकी प्रॉपर्टी में हिस्सा मिलना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर नहीं मिलेगा तो ये चेंज कभी आएगा ही नहीं. It will always be considered as if the girls are not part of the house.
Yes, ma'am.
A little more stand. In social situations, we don't compromise much. In these
ma'am.
things. Shoes दूसरे पहनोगे.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
टाई दूसरी पहनोगी.
Yes, ma'am.
ना, वो तो आपको सब पता ही है. जब सर ने आपसे रिलायबिलिटी वाला क्वेश्चन पूछा ना, तो एक छोटा सा पॉज लिया आपने.
Yes, ma'am.
ऐसे क्वेश्चंस में पॉज नहीं लेना.
तो मैं एग्जांपल ही सोच रहा था कि रिलायबिलिटी में बोलूंगा.
रिलायबल का ये जो आंसर आपने दिया ना, कार मेरे को दे दी, दिस इज रिलायबिलिटी, ये कोई नहीं तो घर वाले रिलायबिलिटी नहीं करेंगे तो कौन करेगा? यू शुड गिव द एग्जांपल फ्रॉम लाइव एग्जांपल. किसी कोई कॉलेज में कुछ हुआ हो जिससे तुम लोगों ने भरोसा किया, वो
थोड़ा सा
लीडरशिप वाला,
हाँ,
जहाँ पे
थोड़ा
थोड़ा
बड़ा,
एग्जाम्प्लिफिकेशन हुआ हो.
क्योंकि रिलायबल एज ए सिविल सर्वेंट यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी रिलायबल. पीपल आर गोइंग टू रिलाई ऑन यू,
पर
बोथ सीनियर एंड जूनियर.
थोड़ा हेवी आंसर होना चाहिए, थोड़ा सब्सटैंशियल वर्थ वाला.
ये तो बच्चों वाला आंसर दे दिया तुमने.
और इसको
बैठी वो जब इंटरव्यू का स्ट्रेस होता है ना, तो हो जाता है. नो प्रॉब्लम, देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग विद इट. बट as you, this is because you are last mock.
Yes, ma'am.
On your first day you have an interview.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll tell you 2 or 3 concrete things you can do, and I'm telling you because you have great potential to score above 200.
Thank you.
You have the potential. 1, you will ensure humility,
Yes, ma'am.
humbleness. Okay, you will not go with overconfidence.
Yes, ma'am.
You are a good communicator. You are comfortable. That's good, but you will not show it.
Yes, ma'am.
Second, whenever there is a time of taking a stand, you judge it and take it immediately. It's not just about the answer you give. It's also about the timing and the facial expression you give. जैसे कि अब मुझसे पूछो कि मैम आप अपने बच्चे का ख्याल रखती हो नहीं रखती हो? पूछो।
And do you take care of your kids?
I think so. This is one answer. दोबारा पूछो।
And do you take care of your kids?
Yes, of course. Can you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
वो दोनों आंसर सेम भी हो सकते थे, लेकिन दोनों आंसर्स में कुछ अंतर आया ना,
Yes, ma'am.
वो अंतर आपको जज करना है बस, ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Business and apart from that, all is good. एकदम रिलैक्स होके जाओ, अच्छे से अपना इंटरव्यू दो और सिलेक्ट हो।
Thank you so much.
You want to ask anything else?
No, ma'am.
और उसको गीता को भी देख लेना, क्योंकि तुमने उसमें हॉबी में डाला है, बार
जी,
बार
सर।
के मतलब पढ़ते हैं तो उसमें एक कुछ
और कभी फंस जाओ, गीता में कुछ आंसर नहीं कर पाओ, तो कहो सर अभी पढ़ रहा हूँ, आंसर परसुइंग दिस हॉबी। गीता का ज्ञान तो बड़े बड़े प्रकांड पंडित नहीं ले पाए कभी,
Yes.
है ना?
Yes, yes.
तो स्ट्रेस में नहीं आना कि मैं ये श्लोक नहीं बता पाया, वो नहीं बता पाया, ये इंटरप्रिटेशन नहीं बता पाया। बोलो आई एम स्टिल लर्निंग सर, ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
God
Thank you,
bless
sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
God bless.
Thank you, ma'am.